So when we last left off, the party had, after discussing their options with the Open Lord of Waterdeep, Lady Silverhand, they went out to a shrine to the Raven Queen to seek the answers to how to conduct such a ritual to bind a being like Cass to a dread plane. Upon arriving at the shrine, much as Miss Silverhand said, there seemed to be nothing around save for one thing that Veritas spotted, a crack in one of the large stones in the area that when the sword of Nyx was applied to, opened the seam and opened into an impossible space, a crypt of some kind. The party delving in opens a door to find a hulking behemoth of a man who proceeds to try to murder them almost immediately. After some skeletons also joined the fray, the party was able to defeat said behemoth and now is standing in the crypt. Combat gone. Skeletons deboned. What do you do?
Eve, Bosh, Tia, how y'all doing?
Better.
Veritas, with a wave of the staff, the wall of light begins to disperse over the remains of the battlefield.
Oh god, he's still moving! Eve's just kind of doubled over with her hands on her knees, just wheezing. Oh, that really took the breath out of me. But that's okay. It's done. That threat's over with. This wasn't the reception I was expecting.
Tries to give you a hand to try and help you up.
Takes it gratefully to straighten up, cracks her back a little bit. All right. Thanks, Veritas. Oh, everything's fine. We're fine. Oh.
Thank you. Don't know what would have happened if you didn't cast this aura.
Oh, right. Looks around at the still there, slowly spiraling vortex of silver flames. Yeah, I guess it did. Guess it did come in handy. Definitely didn't seem to like this sort of magic.
Also seemed to really hate it, and whoever casted it. Maybe it's not a smart idea to keep it up.
Yeah, you've got a point. And she will drop concentration on it as the orbs of fire flicker out. Oh, well.
How we know this is a place that's very dangerous.
That it is. You know, what I was expecting, maybe like a little subterranean chapel or something, but that's definitely not the case. So we're gonna have to approach this more cautiously.
Thought there'd just be a lot of moody Virgil like people.
Don't think that with enough time Virgil's going to be like them. Like, still moody, but a skeleton.
Oh, you scared me for a second. I thought you meant the horrifying bird person thing.
Skeleton is better.
Yeah.
That
Perhaps
did look
next
very
time we see.
painful.
Perhaps next time we see Virgil, he will have acquired a bird head of his own.
Oh no, I sure hope not. That looked pretty horrific.
Ugh,
Looked uncomfortable.
that's not a pleasant thought.
Speaking of bird head mask, dude, was he wearing anything that had like pockets or anything?
No.
No.
He wasn't really wearing much of anything.
Oh shit. Search his ass crack. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh no.
I mean, if you want to search for shit, you can.
No,
Crazy.
that's okay. Shit can
With that
stay
helmet.
unfound. Oh, maybe the coffins though, since they're already open.
Search the coffins?
Yeah.
Alright. You look inside and... between the two of them, you find 3 gold pieces. And dust. And bone chips.
Okay. Cool. Okay,
Good.
no clues in there.
We just need to keep searching. Carefully.
Yeah. Bosh,
Are you
you're
guys-
not looking so great. Do you need a little bit of a tune-up?
I guess. As long as you help yourself out, too.
Yeah.
Oh, well now you're making it difficult.
You both need some help.
Okay. Let's see here. She'll reach out to Bosch, cast a 3rd level Cure Wounds.
Veritas will reach into his bag. And by bag, I mean his pocket. Pull out a health potion.
Those are a thing.
Yes. They are. Eve. One is presented to you. We should probably start using these.
That's a good point. Honestly, I forget sometimes that we have those.
Speaking of stuff we always forget, you all expended some pretty big spells, right?
I am quite burnt out.
Well, let me do the thing. It's not gonna change much, but it gives you a little bit.
Any little bit will be very helpful, Bosch.
Okay.
And we're
Thank
doing the
you.
thing where if you use your whole action to drink the potion, you can just take max healing.
Yes.
Oh shit, even outside of combat?
Yeah. And I'd say it's still apply with outside of combat.
Nice. So
Max
what
would be
type of
10.
potion?
It's a regular healing, so 2d4 plus 2, so that'd be 10 points.
Awesome, thank you.
Of course.
Going to do bolstering magic, and first one is for Veritas. Oh, Once in a while, it happens to you. You get a first level back.
I mean, there's some really handy first level, like silvery barbs.
Second one for Eve. I'm sorry.
Eve did not use any first level spells, but she appreciates the thought nonetheless.
Why does this keep happening?
I don't know.
And third for Gosraku.
Well, at least
What?
it's even.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
You get a
I
one.
did use
You
the
get
first
a
level
one.
spell.
Everyone gets
Oh
one.
boy. Well, it's better that I tried and failed than had
I
it
never tried
left
at all.
indeed.
Thanks, Bosh. That helps out. How are you guys both looking now?
I'm above half now.
Okay.
Me too, just barely.
I think I am also going to take a moment to throw back my one potion of healing that I'm still holding.
You know,
Didn't mean to press it twice, but I'll take
it's.
8.
We
I
can
think
drink
it's
it.
better to.
You can drink it for 10, Goss.
Yeah. If you take if you take all your time, you can get max healing out of it.
Oh, for sure.
That's a house rule.
I've used
I
that
have.
potion so rarely.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But they are useful.
Veritas pulls out another healing potion. Bosh, you're going to take the brunt of it, so. Yeah. A little bit extra pep for your step.
Okay, let me double check something here.
If we're burning potions, I got it covered. So,
I
No
do actually
worries.
have potions of healing in my bag that I'm forgetting about. Also,
Okay.
I'm a terrible person. But I'll heal for 10.
And in that case, Veritas will kind of move down the order. Tia, how about you?
I was injured a little, but I think that I'm fine compared to Bosh and Eve.
bottoms up, Eve.
What was that?
Bottoms up.
Bottoms up? Wait, am I drinking another one?
Yes.
Uh huh.
Oh, shite.
Veritas presents you with another healing potion.
Oh my gosh, how many of those do you have?
Yes.
Oh, alright. Just make sure that you've still got a couple for yourself, yeah?
Or someone else that's in dire need.
Not too. Blood.
Another 10 hit points.
He's looking much better. Oh, thank you. That's a relief. Whew. Okay, are we ready to keep exploring?
Yes.
Maybe the
Yeah.
calling out to announce our presence plan wasn't the best strategy after all.
My apologies.
No, it's alright. I suggested it. It's my bad too.
To be honest, if you hadn't yelled out, I probably would have. So, yeah. But let's be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Sneaky, sneaky root it is.
Sneaky.
We'll believe it when we see it.
Okay, so Got that door open. Guess go that way.
Keep an eye out.
Stepping through the door, you find yourself in a sort of a hallway with two staircases leading up to either side, as well as what looks to be like a small shrine directly in front of you. Although, roll a religion check, whoever wants to.
Religion?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that tracks. A 9.
7.
I might as well roll.
We are mighty pious.
Yeah, that's about right.
Oh
Let's
shit!
go,
Whoa.
demon worshiper.
Also, one more thing, Eve, did you take off one of the subtractions after your last long rest?
I
Because I don't think you did.
I don't know. I kind of was hoping it did that automatically.
No, it does not do that
Oh
automatically.
God! Okay, where do I do that?
Up in the top right, where the D&D, the Beyond D20 thing is, there should be like a thing that under something that says like -3 or something like that.
I will search for it.
Okay. Everyone, you look at this shrine and just like, that's a shrine to death. And but Gaz, you're looking at this and you can see that there is iconography specifically for the Raven Queen here. But you notice that it has all been defaced. There are markings that do not belong to the Raven Queen on these, on this shrine.
Can I puzzle out their origin, or just that they're not supposed to be there?
With a 23, I actually say that you do recognize who they belong to. They belong, and it's interesting, you heard about this from your brother Null. About a almost godlike lich named Ossibus.
Well, that explains much.
Does it?
Bugs.
Indeed. If you'll look at these carvings, markings of the Raven Queen have been defiled and defaced.
Defiled in her own shrine.
And if we remember correctly, we can actually identify these marks of defilement which line up.
Gazi, what are you implying?
Well, even the least amongst those in the Forgotten Realms know that Vecna started as simply a lich, but he is not the only lich of great power out in the world. We were told of one named Ossibus, and these markings seem, if we remember correctly, to be affiliated with him or his followers. Now, of course, with the Raven Queen being what she is, it makes sense that her enemies would be of the undead.
I guess it's kind of good news that followers of the Raven Queen aren't attacking us on sight. I think that's what's going on, right?
That's true. I'm not. That does bring up the question, though, of where are her followers? You don't think that they've all been...
It wouldn't be the first temple we've run into with all the priests dead this week.
Why
too soon?
is it that there's always something that we're caught up in?
Our leading hypothesis is that the combined charm of all you individuals just leads to the universe needing to karmically rebalance your luck with as many terrible things as possible.
That's very sweet, Gus.
Here's hoping we're not around when it finally catches up to you for real.
We're gonna
Let's
need you to
hope that
save us
day
from
is
it.
Anyways, at least we now know something of what might await us further in. Anything against the undead would be useful.
very cheery there, Gaz. And terrible news. I used all of my power that could deal with undead just then.
And we're the cheery ones.
Well, we gotta just do the best we can then.
I've got a bit of juice left for that sort of thing. Although, that seems to make them, puts a bit of a target on my forehead.
Well, then we should probably make sure you're not exposed. You're not wandering off and getting into things all alone.
Gosh, would I ever do something like that?
Yes.
Don't worry, I'll stay close.
We still have the apparatus and perhaps can once again do what we did with the sharks.
That is very handy.
Yes. Try not to kill us with that too while you're at it.
Try not to stand in it.
Well, on
Gotcha.
that cheery note, shall we keep exploring? Might be a good idea to look out not just for undead things, but maybe any booby traps that haven't been sprung or something.
Yes.
Hmm.
I can still see a bit into the ethereals. Might be able to find something I can take point.
Okay, do that. I'll be right behind you.
Eve, will you be able to turn on your invisible eyes?
Hold that thought while I check to see if I got rid of that spell or not.
It has proven far less niche than usual so far.
It truly has, and as such, I did not get rid of it. I could
Yeah.
do that, although with Veritas leading the way, and also being able to see the unseen, I think for now I'll just rely on him.
With
Save
that
my
being
juice for defense.
With that being said, I'm looking out for traps and weird shit that might be around.
Alright, give me a roll for looking for weird shit. Perception.
Okay. Ah!
11.
Ah!
Alright. I'll let you know if you see anything.
Do I see 2 doors in this hallway?
You do in fact see 2 doors. But that is not weird.
Okay.
You see another door around the bend.
Looks to the others, and just cyclically whispering, gonna check this door.
You open up that door, and inside you see looks to be another sort of like crypt area where you see 3 more sarcophagi. But other than that, you don't see much else.
Okay. Veritas will close that, remembering how some skeletons jumped out of coffins earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Coffins. Best not to wake them up. And that other door just leads to the same area, I believe.
From what you saw, probably.
All right.
In here, you see a vast chamber with many alcoves, all leading up to what looks like a impressive like shrine. Seems to be the main place of either burial rites or whatever rituals that may have been. And it looks, you don't need to roll, it looks defiled as fuck. Blood everywhere, and different symbols painted. Most notably, you see a symbol painted in the middle of the room, with 3 individuals standing around it, and each wearing strange white gowns, but all of them sharing one thing in particular. And you especially notice this. This is a weird thing, that they have this weird, almost smoky vapor coming off of them that is especially prevalent on the ethereal plane. They all turn to you as you just opened a door. Well, it seems that our guardian did not deal with you. Welcome,
He was
visitors.
Veritas will step through and try play it off. From the angle, he doesn't know if the others can see the rest of them. He was a charming fellow, to be certain. Full of life and quite the individual, I must say. must have taken a lot of effort to have someone like that under control.
Full of life. I don't think I've ever heard that one talked about any of us.
Well,
And you have friends. Well, isn't this our lucky day? Arcebus will be quite pleased with such powerful adventurers such as yourselves.
just recently found out about him and the work that was done here. Looking over at the defiled, kind of leaning over to that side. I see that you've been quite busy with the work here.
Of course. Takes a lot to contact. But in any case, she's gonna start walking forward. I think it's time you met him. And it's time for initiative.
Tried to bullshit as long as possible.
Not with these crazies.
Yeah.
Yeah, these guys are a special kind of crazy.
Hmm.
They have quite the description for like these particular guys' backstories.
Ooh, that is.
I think I misunderstood the first time, Max. There's a symbol in the center of the room, and there were 3 figures with smoke coming off of them.
Yes.
Correct? Okay. I thought at first I thought you said the symbol was of 3 figures. Yeah.
No, there are
Just
3
my brain.
figures standing around them. I might have also flubbed. I do that from time to time. Alright. Do I have everyone? I'm gonna
Yeah. Let's
make sure T is on the board. After Bosch got 19. Pretty good, Bosch.
How dexterous is this nice lady?
Is the nice lady? Oh, well, great on initiative.
Because
You'll
if
have
there's
to roll
any
the dice.
if there's any bit, then because I have only a 10.
You only have a 10 to your dex?
Yep.
Then where are you getting a +1? Oh, from your luck stone.
Yes.
It has more dex.
Yep. The lucky stick has been so helpful.
Alright. With that, Gazrakul, you are first to act.
Thinking quickly, they are going to do exactly what they said. They're going to pop in, move 15 feet, and churn up the museum apparatus. I'm going to make that a 14, spending one of my portents.
Alright.
So 14 plus 8 will let me properly
21.
achieve the roll. To drop a... And we're going to plant that sphere like right here.
Alright.
30-foot sphere.
30-foot sickening radiance. Can someone measure out 60 feet for me so that I can see that?
Is that right? Let's see here.
Because it's a 30-foot radius, it is a big thing.
Yeah, this is.
Oh, then I will center it much farther back.
Yeah, this should be actually bigger than that.
Yeah, it's going to take up most of the room.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3,
So what?
4, 5, 6.
In almost middle of the room. I mean, middle of the room will catch basically the entire room. So let's see. Okay, I think I might be able to.
Like around there?
It's still slightly bigger than that.
It's needs to be bigger than that. Wish I could readjust this thing.
I think I got it.
You did? All right.
It's a big sphere. They're not gonna hopefully get out of it.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, no, it takes up
Correct.
the whole room.
Yeah.
Alright, and could you go ahead and post the spell card so that I know when this damage triggers?
I sure can.
Let's see. First time on turn.
Starts its turn.
So when it starts their turn, alright? He'll definitely get them at the start of their turn.
And then Gaz is going to hide behind Bosch.
And it
To end the turn.
does look like it is a save or suck, so
Yeah,
alright.
is what it is.
That will make it Eve's turn.
Quick question. Is anybody else not hearing the music?
I hear it.
I
Hear
also
it.
hear it.
You
So
might need to refresh.
I tried closing it and then going back, so I guess I'll
you'll
try
need to
again.
refreshing works sometimes. I noticed that if it still doesn't work, then like turning the music off and on will make it work again.
I can try that.
Can you hear it now?
Oh God. I broke it even further. 'Cause
What?
now not only can I not hear the music, I can't see the map. It's all white under the
Oh,
under
no.
the drawing.
Oh no!
I see the door, I just don't see the map under it. Oh God, I've made it worse.
Oh,
I'm just
no.
gonna hold on. Well, I'm
Okay.
just gonna take my turn first and then worry about it.
Because you can still see the tokens, right?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Yeah. Eve, upon hearing them threatening Veritas, is gonna pop in. See the room bathed in sickening light. It's like, I think light will be our weapon of choice today, and we'll cast Fairy Fire. Can I get all three of them?
They are clumped up together enough. Guess I believe it's a 20-foot square.
Let me double check. It is indeed a 20-foot cube.
Alright, then yes, you catch all of them, and they are all illuminated. What color?
Let me see the choices. Blue, green, or violet? Violet.
Alright.
Upon illuminating them, she turns to Bosch and is like, "Look her up, friend." And will give Bosch Bardic Inspiration.
Bosch already has Bardic Inspiration.
Hasn't it been 10 minutes?
Actually, it's close, but I don't think it's been quite 10 minutes.
Just kidding. I will instead give... Let's give Veritas the inspiration, since he's the one who marched out and made himself a potential target. Let's make sure he doesn't get destroyed immediately.
Alright.
Thank you.
Of course. And then Eve's gonna back up a little.
Alright. That'll make it Bosch's turn.
Okay. That radiance looks not great, but I am still inspired.
It is
It is a save or suck. You're good with
Save or
con
suck.
saves.
Yes.
Is it? It's just when they start their... Oh, it's when they start
It's
or
also
enter?
when they enter.
Enter it.
Damn.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ash is going to start by raging. Because let's do that.
Rajay.
What flavor of
Rajay,
anger do you
indeed.
want today?
What flavor anger indeed?
Oh.
Unflavored anger.
What is with you and ones now?
I don't know.
Get them all out of the way.
Okay. Does not affect anyone because what's within 30 feet? Okay, yeah. Is it all?
Yeah, it actually affects all of
each
them,
creature?
right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, con saving throws from these guys.
Con saves.
Yeah.
21. Natural 1.
Oh. Okay.
Natural 2.
You
Okay. So 2 of them, I think, get affected by this. But it's necrotic damage, so I don't know that that does anything. I will roll also for my temporary hit point, which is a 1. That's super great.
Does anything happen to the one who succeeded?
But yeah, that's a bonus action. Action will be charging in
Alright, make me the con save.
on save. Let's go.
What is Gaz's save DC?
It's a DC 16.
16.
Makes
16. Then you pass.
Brilliant.
And you are in there.
Okay. No, did we lose?
I think she's restarting for the music, maybe?
Yeah, maybe her computer's.
I think it's everything. Because it was also the map she was having problems with.
Bit of an oopsie.
Yes.
Well, actions now are not unpredictable. I will be attacking its closest one.
Alright.
And I should have advantage from Fairy Fire, right?
Absolutely.
Brilliant. It's a 28 to hit.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm not using charges at this time. And one's a 19.
Alright, you plunge the lance into this person, and you can see it takes a sizable chunk out of them.
And I'm going to be dumb. Not be that dumb, I don't know. I'm going to move back in front of Gaz.
Alright, they will take attack of opportunity on you.
Interesting. Okay.
You see a knife flash out, and it misses with a 10.
Cool. And let us see here. So that's Bosch's turn. Let's do that. Yeah, is merely going to move there, just the edge of the sphere, and is going to hold an attack in case one of them tries to get out of it.
Alright, it is the first one's turn. Gonna roll. Go ahead and roll damage. Guys?
The 4d10 sickening radiance.
Mm-hmm.
Was that? Oh, straight up?
Yeah, they rolled a 3.
Beautiful.
Alright. 14. You see the searing light begin to burn into her. But other than that, she's gonna charge on forward. Come
She's
to
also
you.
earned 1 level of exhaustion. If that's possible for her.
If it's possible. And she's gonna swing at you, Veritas, with her blade.
Alright.
That first one's a natural 1.
Okay.
Second one is a 22.
Silvery barbs.
Okay. 13.
13 just hits.
Oh
Alright.
my god.
You're going to take two. You're going to take 6 piercing damage.
Okay.
And you are paralyzed.
Ah,
That ain't good, Chief.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see, she's here. Move there. Okay, she's still got some movement, so she'll take the rest of her movement to exit the influence. Veritas, is your turn. You're paralyzed.
Yep.
And we move on to the next guy. He's gonna roll con save.
It. No save. It just.
There
it just
sure
paralyzed.
isn't. They rolled a 17 on their save.
damn.
They are going to run up to you, Bosch. Dagger swinging. 16
16 will miss.
and 10. They're not.
Right before I.
Oh, yeah, you do need to give your advantage to someone.
Yes. Before, as you like, and Gaz, you get advantage as Veritas falls stiffly onto the floor.
Actually, you're still standing. That's
Oh,
the weird
just-
thing about paralyzation. It doesn't invoke prone,
Weird. Okay, I'm stuck like a statue up
more or less.
as he points over to you.
Last guy rolls a 5 on his con save, so go ahead and roll damage again.
Got it. Better.
21. You can see this especially burns this guy, and you can see it almost burning through the huge wounds that he suffered through Bosch, and you can see that he's already on his last legs, but he is. He will run up. Tia gets her attack.
Yes. Yeah, attack. Do. Really 12.
A 12. Well, it has. Tia has advantage, so roll again.
Oh, yes.
A 13 misses. And it's going to take 2 swings at Tia. That's a 23 to hit.
Okay. Okay. What's the damage?
It's going to be 7 piercing, and Tia is paralyzed.
Huh.
He's got a second attack. He now has advantage. How the hell? I rolled a dice, it bounced off my table and landed on top of another dice and didn't fall off.
Oh my god.
Magic.
But it's an 18, which I believe misses Tia.
Still hit.
Oh, really? I thought.
Oh, no, sorry. I'm backwards here. 19 is her AC.
Yeah, Tia got bumped up pretty high. So even with the advantage, still misses. But this guy sees that that death is coming close, so he is going to use his special little bonus action. As you watch as he reaches up, kind of under this mask he's wearing, and you can... And I would say Veritas can see this, but it's only at the corner of your eyes. You cannot move. But you see him rip that kind of smoke that's attached to him, and you all see a tattoo begin to peel off from under him as he throws it out onto the floor. As disappears. It takes its turn immediately after him and is going to make an attack against you, Gazrakul.
Oh. What is this thing?
That is a 19 to hit.
That'll do it.
3. 10 necrotic damage. And... Ooh. Please reduce your strength score by 4.
Oh. Ow.
It's these things. Oh no.
What was that last part? I missed that.
You reduced your strength score by 4 points.
Oh, by 4 points?
I am very weak.
I rolled a 4 on the d4. It's a shadow.
Oh no.
No save, no nothing. Just if it hits, it happens.
Yep.
I am at a 4 strength now.
Better hope that doesn't happen again. Guys, it is your turn again as things have taken a turn.
Well, never thought we'd have to use this one. They pull a dagger out of their sleeve, and then they shimmer for a second, as very quickly they bounce all across the room
You have advantage.
on at least, yes.
Advantage on all of them.
Let me just re-roll that. No, damn.
Just give me a
Keep
d20.
the damage. Yeah.
Give me a d20, we'll add 8. Soft 20 will hit.
20.
And I need attack rolls for the other 2.
Right.
.24 will hit. And 25 will also hit. You'll also need to roll the damage separately for each of them.
Ah, got it. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
60 damage.
This is your anime moment. This is
I
Derpy
know.
Snake.
Hell
Also-
yeah!
Also, give me the order of which.
The one who summoned the shadow is going to be hit first, so it's gonna be
46 to him.
then here, then the shadow.
Oh yeah, the shadow can be hit too.
So 25 to this one. $40 to her. And the shadow should just be a straight roll because it's not lit up.
That's true.
I'll miss the shadow.
Damn.
But the other ones, that's quite a bit of damage.
It is quite a damage. You drop the first guy, the one wearing a mask. The one that this shadow belongs to. Does anything happen? Something does happen. The shadow actually disappears back into that guy's body.
Woo!
Does this mean we too could have a cool shadow tattoo?
Alright, that is your turn, correct?
Indeed. They flash back to where they were and then tap Bosch on the back. Finish the rest for us.
Alright. Eve.
That was fucking great. Eve witnesses bits and pieces of the badassery from Gazrakul after seeing her friends getting paralyzed. And will dart in, nod to Gazrakul, be like, get the fuck away from them! And, like a well-oiled machine, do the exact same thing.
What? Yes! Spell Bros!
Anime!
Yep! Oh, all the anime. We both took the anime spell.
Alright. Give me your rolls.
Oh my god, that's fantastic. As soon as you mentioned what you were doing, I was like, no fucking way. Okay, let's... So, advantage on all of... Wait, one of them was gone, was it?
One of them's dead, yes.
Okay, so it's just 2 left. This feels a bit overkill for 2, but we're gonna go for it anyway.
When they have paralyzation as an option, nothing is overkill.
This is
With
true.
no save. It just happens.
It
That's
just happens.
insane.
Yeah,
Yep,
just
I'm
have to hit.
So melee spell attack it is?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Do I not? So let's see. What is my melee spell attack? Is it just the spell
It's
attack
just
roll
a spell
for...
attack. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Oh, that 20 on the first one! Oh god!
Oh boy. That's gonna hurt.
10.
We're going left to right.
That's 50 force damage.
Holy shit!
We are thoroughly tired of their shit.
Alright, well that person is definitely gone.
Second one. Less impressive.
Does a 17 do it?
17 hits, yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's 16, 10. Oh god, you can roll. I rolled with advantage. Shit, hang on.
I don't think that actually does anything on damage rolls.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like the roll is a raw 60-10.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Then yes. 43 damage to that.
Whoa.
As Eve just does the anime thing too and pops in and out of existence behind these people and stabs them through the backs with Jelly before popping back.
Alright. After your turn, it's Wash.
I got a little confused along the way. Which one is still standing?
None of them.
They're all dead. What quotation marks?
Throw the bodies back into the circle.
I mean, I'm considering it.
We know for a fact that they are clerics of a lich, so
Yes.
there's that.
Yes. So I think Gosrakul has an excellent idea, and I'm going to go right here and toss this one's body back into the sickening radiance.
Alright. You push it in.
Is that my whole action right there?
I'd say that's actually just one of your attacks, since you could technically just take the shove action, which is part of an attack action. So you could take 2 shove actions if you want.
Let's shove this other one
Push.
back in there.
Alright. Tia. Tia's paralyzed.
Yeah.
Veritas, you are no longer paralyzed.
Oh.
Oh, good.
You also watch as you stand up next to you.
Oh,
I stand up next to me?
You sure do.
oh no! What the fuck?
what does myself do?
Yourself brandishes a dagger and attempts to stab you.
Oh, great.
That is a 14.
Cutting words.
Give me the cutting words. So a 12.
That'll miss me by 1.
All right, another roll. That is so much higher.
Oh no!
That's a 4.
Fuck.
It's a
I
4.
burned the last
You
quarter.
burned the last one. All right, that makes it a 9 total.
Ah,
Oh.
that misses.
Veritas's friends are all like, nope.
All right. Varys, I will say this: you can tell the difference between yourself because you can see that smoke, that ethereal smoke coming off this person, which, by the way, has shifted colors. It's now this weird green. Before it was like a solid, like whitish gray. Now it's tinted green.
Question:
Yes.
Are these people still glowing with fairy fire? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes,
yes, she is.
Okay.
Very clear.
Now we know.
Veritas, it is your
Okay.
turn.
Okay. Fuck this lady.
Uh-huh.
Intelligence save.
Intelligence save.
Give it to me with disadvantage.
With disadvantage. That is
As I spend 3 sorcery points.
That is a 16.
With advantage?
With disadvantage, yes. The other one was much higher.
Oh my god. That fails, because I'm 17.
17. Nice.
Yay!
And that is a Psychic Lance coming her way.
Psychic Lance. You watch as this fake glowing Veritas recoils and is incapacitated.
And just looks.
End of your turn, right?
Veritas will move away. And yes, end of turn.
End of turn. Alright. So this is the weird thing. I'm not exactly sure what effect pops first. Them coming back up, or Sickening Radiance. So I'm going to leave it to dice. Josh, I would like you to roll these with me.
Okie dokie.
This will
Release.
determine who it favorably goes to. I rolled an 18.
That would be you.
Right. So, for this one, the Sickening Radiance will hit, and then it'll come back up. So you see the other one stand up, and let's see what happens with this guy. When he stands back up, he doesn't seem like he's all there. And looks at Bosch, but then looks at you guys. And Bosch, he just walks right through you.
Oh, don't love that.
And he's going to slash at Gaz. That is a 12 to hit.
That is my armor class.
Silvery barbs.
Silver barbs. Higher.
No. I tried.
Who you getting advantage?
Eve, you got this.
Eve, you have advantage on your next thing. Alright, so...
Do more anime shit.
That's 3 and 5.
What
take
did Silvery Bark?
made me roll at disadvantage, but I rolled higher.
Ah,
Yeah.
So that's going to be 7 piercing, and you are paralyzed. Which means
Love
you lose concentration on Sickening Radiance.
right. Did it actually hit anybody, or?
It did hit once. But
Okay.
unfortunately, they passed the other times. And that time, unfortunately, you didn't get priority. Or you didn't get the priority you wanted.
Right.
But that was its first attack. It's got you paralyzed, so it's actually going to try and hit Bosch. That is a 13.
No.
Alright. Next one stands up. This one... Tia's no longer paralyzed. But it will attempt to... Let's see. This one is now this. Ah. This one is actually going to back up. Both you and Tia get attack of opportunities.
We'll absolutely take that.
30 will hit.
Oh, right, Tia. 2.
18 hits.
Cool.
It is an
Roll
advantage.
damage.
It is an advantage, so you roll again to see if you... Just
All right.
confirming the 18. For 14! Gets to walk away with 1 HP. And you watch as the shadows begin to gather around his outstretched hand, and he shoots forth 2 necrotic bolts. One at Tia and one at Bosch. The one for Tia is a 25 to hit.
Oh.
12 points of necrotic damage,
Hmm?
and Tia cannot regain hit points
Okay.
until a time happens. And then, so let's see, so that was, I said 10, right? How much necrotic damage did I say?
12, I think. Tia should be at 36.
12, okay.
That-
So, and then the one you, Bosch, is a natural 1.
Okay.
You watch as, when this necrotic energy strikes Tia, a little bit of the sort of blood that comes off Tia almost seems to get siphoned back to the one that attacked her. Alright. Moving on. Gaz, you're paralyzed. Eve.
Oh gosh, this is bad. This is real bad. Okay, so not Veritas is incapacitated.
Mm-hmm.
The other 2 are big problems. This is bad. Who's paralyzed right now? We've got Gaz paralyzed.
Just Gaz.
Okay. Wish I'd taken less restoration. Well, Eve's gonna go ahead. Unfortunately, can't do any more anime shit. Would have been great. She's gonna fire off a chromatic orb at the far one.
You will have advantage.
But she already had advantage.
Oh, yep.
Double.
No. 21 hits. And you knock him on his ass.
Okay. In hindsight, I probably should have done that on the one that wasn't sitting at a comfy 1 HP.
Well,
Let's
1
see.
HP and whatever it is that it took from Tia.
Right. Yeah. This is bad. We don't know what keeps them down. What can I do with my bonus action? I'm out of Bardic Inspiration. I don't think I can do anything. I'm just gonna stay here, I guess.
Oh boy.
Alright, that's going to make it Bosch's turn.
Yeah. The one back there has been knocked out. We don't understand how these guys work. But this guy just harmed Gazrakul. So let's go in for some attacks against him. $28.
28 hits. Ooh, doing some meaty.
30.
Yeah. With those 2 strikes, he's down 2. He collapses. Still kind of ethereal-esque. But the hits seem to do their damage.
Just in case it matters, I will make that second one unwavering mark. So, till the end of my next turn, he has disadvantage on everyone but me. As long as they're within 5 feet of me. Yeah.
He is marked.
There we go. Okay. I think I have a useful bonus action. But that's going to be that.
Alright, Tia.
But he is going to fly over, attack this False Veritas that is obviously glowing with fairy fire.
Alright.
And let's see, the bite.
Hits.
Okie dokie. It's going to be that.
Alright. You
Okay.
watch as the form of Veritas begins to dissolve before your very eyes as the priest collapses.
Okay. And she will also claw.
You claw.
Whoa!
You have clawed.
Okay.
You have successfully clawed her. Alright.
Max damage on top of that, so that's 26 or
21, because it'd be another 8.
21. Right.
This person still... they're still up, I guess.
No, they're down. They went down on
okay,
they
cool.
went down on the first attack.
Yeah. So Tia would have been trying to claw to tear off a limb or something. The body non-viable.
With a crit. She tears off one of the arms, but then Tia watches. Cause I'm giving this to you because you rolled a nat 20. You tear off one of the limbs, and you watch as the tattoo on this person's body, it almost latches out to the arm and pulls it back in.
Do we all notice that, or just Tia?
I'd say Tia can let all of you know.
Yes. Let's have Tia call that out.
Something funky going on with the tattoos. Alright. But she is still incapacitated. But all of you begin to hear whispers, ominous whispers start emanating from this person. I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom save. Alright. Is this a magical effect?
I. Yes.
Is it against being frightened?
It sure is.
Oh shit, I have advantage!
Oh, nice. Let me also, I think, do that. Let me.
God
Oh.
damn it!
Not great.
Oh, okay.
Well, Bosch, you did save. DC was 15 for this.
Yeah. Tia did not.
Anyone who rolled lower than a 15 is frightened.
Oh boy, okay.
But that's her turn because she's incapacitated. Veritas, it's your turn.
Okay. Veritas will move away from the figure, going next to Bosch. And with his sight, and also point out the tattoos, the one that Bosch skewered, what do I see? Do I see that aura still that grayish white?
On the one that Bosch put down,
Yeah.
you see that aura has turned even more translucent. But more than that, you see almost these sparks of red starting to enter it.
Sparks of red. Okay. Veritas will take out the stick of stars and point it at the tattoo and
Yep.
try to fire off a guiding bolt at it.
All right, give me a roll.
Okay.
$22. Roll damage.
17.
17. You let loose this bolt into the tattoo, and the tattoo ignites, burning the body to a crisp. They are dead. And gone.
Hit the tattoo with radiance. It'll get rid of that tattoo. As Veritas yells that out to the rest of you.
I assume you turn to the other one?
Yeah, but that ends, or I don't think I have anything else I can do.
As you end your turn, looking at the other two, you see those same red sparks on the one out that's separated from the group. As it starts to ignite, not just the aura, but his entire body becomes engulfed in flames. And the only thing left is a cackling skull.
What the fuck?
And you see, etched onto its forehead is the symbol. And that's where the aura emanates from.
Oh.
It cackles maniacally, and it's gonna cast Fireball.
Counterspell.
Okay?
Thank you.
I got one job.
Alright, that's its turn. Gaz, you are no longer paralyzed, and it is your turn.
Oh gosh. What to do? Going to. Going to run up to this one. Charge up Radin. And as a bonus action, going to cast. Where is it? Spirit Shroud.
Spirit Shroud. Alright.
I have to go through so many steps for this damn apparatus. So that's going to be a 3rd level spell. Let's pray for a good Arcana roll.
26.
That'll do it. So any attack.
Any attack.
So I'm going to hit this lady where I last saw her tattoo with a firebolt.
With a firebolt. At point blank range?
You know, that's a good point. Gonna step just far back enough for me to get a really good look at it.
Attack of opportunity. That is a 14 to hit.
Oh no!
Is she not incapacitated anymore?
It was Veritas' turn.
Oh, good point.
It only lasts until the end of Veritas' turn.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be 7 points of piercing damage, and you are paralyzed. Which unfortunately means you lose Spirit Shroud. I'm sorry.
No.
Oh. That is tragic.
Yeah, I was operating under false assumptions.
Unfortunately, that will make it Eve's turn.
Okay, well, I've got a
You are
dilemma here.
You're unfortunately frightened of this individual.
Right, which person am I frightened of?
You are frightened of her.
God damn it, of course I fucking am.
You
Can
sure
you
are.
remind me what that does again?
You cannot move closer to her, and you have disadvantage on all ability checks and attack rolls while you can still see her.
That's a real bummer and really puts a damper on what I was about to do.
You should still get a straight roll if you try to hit her,
Because the Fairy Fire.
Right.
The Fairy Fire is absolute clutch.
Insanely
Unfortunately, yeah, luckily, I'm real glad that I was between that one and Bane at the beginning. So I have a dilemma here. I have 2 spells that might potentially work, but they're both 3rd level, and I only have 1 slot left. So if I get it wrong, that's not good. Because the only radiant damage I have is Spirit Guardians, and that's not very targeted. And then I'd lose Fairy Fire, but I think that's a moot point. Fuck it. We're gonna try to... Do I have eyes on her tattoo?
It's there.
I'm not sure I like the tone of that answer.
Are you wanting to try to do something to it specifically?
Yeah,
What would you like to try to do?
I would like to dispel it.
You would like to dispel it.
Uh-huh.
Is
It seems to be a magical tattoo.
it
Therefore,
sure does. Roll a d20.
Fuck me.
You cast your dispel, and the tattoo almost seems to wriggle out of the way of the magic.
This is bad. What does it take to get something out of the bag of holding?
An action.
Fuck me. Okay. And dispel magic is an action.
It is.
Bummer. Bummer. Okay, well, I am of no help at the moment, so I'm just going to back up a little so I'm not a liability and pray. That's all I've got.
Alright. That's going to make it Bosch's turn.
The bright side of each decision is Ray Fire should still be up for now.
I also realized I really shouldn't have backed up considering I can't move closer to her, so I can't come back in.
At the moment, yes.
Well, continue.
I have a feeling this Flame Skull would be a problem.
I will say, the Fairy Fire is no longer on the Flame Skull because he literally burned away his whole body.
See.
He is in essence almost a new creature.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then that would make more sense that Bosch would try to support Tia over here, who is afraid. Who's going to rush up. Veritas has got this covered. Bosch rushes up and attacks the lady.
Alright, you have advantage.
Yes, I do. $28?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Let's actually use some of these. Oh, I'm very low on them. Shit. Let's not use them for now.
Alright.
I'm worried about our friend the Lich coming. Second attack.
29 hits. And she drops.
Cool. Once again, these are Cavalier thing. Wavering mark. I don't know that it's going to matter.
Unwavering mark.
And we'll have Tia try to take care of business. Flame Skull.
Alright.
Bite. Skull.
A
14?
A 14. As the jaws go to clamp on, the skull cackles once more as it casts shield.
Okay. And you already started a multi-attack. It's a 20 to hit.
20 will get through the shield.
Amazing. Good. We got 12 damage for that claw.
What kind of damage?
Claw is slashing? Is that right? Yeah, slashing.
Slashing? Okay. 12 slashing. Tear some grooves into this flaming skull. Alright.
That's Tia.
Alright. She gets back up. This time, having that similar wispiness to that other fellow. And... Can she? She can. She looks at you, Bosch, and looks at Gazrakul, which, actually, Gazrakul, you are no longer paralyzed.
Got it.
And, much like before, she's going to walk through all of you, going to Eve.
Fuck me.
Do get an attack of opportunity.
Okay. Here it goes.
31 hits.
Yeah. 11 piercing.
All right. Gaz, are you taking an attack of opportunity?
I might as well. Let me grab my dagger.
Is Gauss not paralyzed anymore?
No.
No, it just popped off. I never think about this, but cantrips aren't included in attacks of opportunity, are they?
Only if you have Warcaster.
Do you have Warcaster?
Ah, that's... No, I do not.
19 hits. For 4 damage. And
I'm contributing.
And she will make her... that mark thing doesn't apply here, does it, Bosch?
No, she has to be adjacent to me.
Gotcha. Alright, she's gonna swing on Eve.
Uh-huh.
That's a 7.
Haha, nope.
And 13.
Nope.
Alright.
Dodge.
She misses both times. Veritas. Veritas, at the start of your turn, you are no longer frightened.
Hey! Veritas will get around here. Ah, man. Do I do it now? I think this is the best opportunity. Is the tattoo also like... Is it only facing her, or is it also like part on her back?
It is sleeves, full back, and front as well.
Okay, it's a whole body.
It's a whole package deal.
Okay. Veritas will... go. Yeah. Pray and hope that this is enough. As he will launch his last charge of Guiding Bolt.
The last charge?
From the stick.
Alright.
Aim it right at the back. And this is advantage, because Fairy Fire's still up.
Correct. 26 hits.
17 points of radiant damage.
17. She collapses again. Does not evaporate.
Shit. Okay.
See the tattoo still wiggling on there.
Yep, that ends his turn.
Alright. It's the Flame Skull's turn. Let's see.
You really need our cleric back.
I really do.
If we had him back, we wouldn't be in this situation.
The flaming priest is going to back away from Tia. Tia will get an attack of opportunity.
You can take it.
She is at disadvantage for this one. No, it's a natural one. because of the fragments.
We go.
And then 2 rays of fire. It's black for some reason. Streak out at Tia. There's a 15 and a 17. Those miss.
Oh.
It'll cackle and fly away. Goss.
I am running low on radiant damage sources. But now is the opportunity to once again attempt at 4th level because I've got no 3rd level spell slots back. Oh, that's fine. It doesn't work, so something else happens.
Oh boy.
Hold on. This is the first time it's fucked up.
Oh no.
Wait a minute.
This
It
spell
failed.
still goes at her. It failed, but that means something else happens.
Yeah, the thing is, Confusion's an AoE spell.
Oh no!
Well, that's not good at all.
This is a problem.
Isn't it a big AoE
It
too?
sure is.
Oh god.
And she's
There's a
she's
click
not.
and a clank.
Yeah, and she's actually not here to make the save right now.
Oh shit.
What do you have to roll for confusion?
Let's see. It is a
That's
okay. It's
another roll.
okay. Confusion's actually not as big as I thought it was. It will still hit yourself, Bosch, and Eve. So
What
that
are we
is Wisdom saves.
Oh, great.
Bosch, you still have Bardic, although it's probably about to run out.
I can make my own DC.
Nope.
No, no. Oh no.
Oh my
For
god.
help.
This might not be so bad. There's another roll to come.
Let me see. Math.
D10,
What is
right?
your...
Oh.
It's a D10 for Bardic Inspiration?
Yes.
So,
Gauze
you're saying there's a
is-
chance.
There's a
Gauze
chance.
is a
There's a
16,
chance.
right?
9 or 10. Nope.
No.
Well, a 1 is
No.
actually not terrible.
Well, unfortunately, well, the roll actually doesn't happen
Oh,
until the start of your turn. I do
Ah,
believe.
got it.
Each turn. Yep, at the start of each turn, you roll a d10 to determine the behavior. We can save that one for you since you did roll it, Josh.
Yeah.
Also, keep in mind that while under this effect, you cannot take reactions. Eve, you are confused. Please roll me a d10.
Okay.
5. You just stand there in a stupor. You are no longer frightened, by the way.
Cool, just drooling a little bit.
Yep. Bosch, please roll me a d10. 2. You just stand
Oh,
there in a
no.
daze.
Great. I
Tia,
think that also means that rage drops. Or, well, I guess at the end, or by my next turn, it would drop.
something like that, I think. I'm not sure. Tia is no longer frightened.
Cool.
Chasing the skull?
Think that is the best choice of action. So the lady she was scared of, still not there.
She's still on the ground.
He's gonna chase the skull.
Oh, at the end of each of your turns, you can also remake the saving throw.
Oh, that's true.
shit.
Need saving throws from Bosch and Eve.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
Wisdom.
I know.
Eve, You are no longer confused. But Bosch, unfortunately,
Thank God.
Yes, Tia will attack.
Alright, give me the attacks. 13 and 18. It'll cast shield again, but the 18 will still get through. Its armor
Hey.
class is trash.
The skull has shield though.
The skull has shield. And it can only
Yeah,
get its
okay.
AC up.
Flat.
It can get its AC up to 18. It has a 13 to begin with.
Ah.
All right, but that ends Tia's turn. Yes,
Yes.
it's this lady's turn again. She won't stay down. She's gonna stand up, and she's gonna make some attacks on you, Eve. She is tired of being illuminated.
Well, then fucking leave.
That's 10,
Nope.
and that's an 11. These guys roll like garbage. Veritas.
They sure do, don't they?
Mm-hmm. Oh, did you roll a d20 for your wand? Or does it not have that? I can't remember if I put that on there or not.
It does have that.
Because you said you spent
Yes.
the last charge.
We good.
Be good.
All right. What can I possibly do?
It's a good question. If you want, you may roll an intelligence save, and I'll give you a hint if it's high enough.
A intelligence save, you say?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hiya.
16. So far, the only time you've managed to hit a tattoo is when they were on the ground. In a state of unconsciousness.
Okay. We're going to do a bit of team up. Veritas will move here, flanking.
You are flanking.
Eve! Bring her down. I'll hit the tattoo. As Veritas holds his action for... a shocking grasp, and is going to shock the shit out of this tattoo on this lady when she goes down.
Alright, I'd like you to roll me a d20 for me.
Alright. 6.
Okay. The Flame Skull. Tia is fighting this. All of you are dealing with this guy. Tia gets an attack of opportunity. That'll hit. That's piercing.
Bite should be piercing.
Unfortunately, piercing damage does not deal as much to Flame Skulls. The calcium seems to deflect it.
No.
As these black fire beams streak forth at you, Veritas. Because I rolled a perception check for what you said.
Yep.
It rolled high, you rolled low in your stealth. So that is a 21 to hit.
Yeah.
That is 8 necrotic damage.
8. And
And I need a concentration check.
easy.
Alright. And next one is a 13 to hit.
That'll just hit.
Alright. That's going to be 6 necrotic damage and another concentration.
Not even sweating as he's maintaining it.
All right. Gaz.
Okay, so I got confused, and that is the one was all movement in a random direction.
Ah, yes, that's right. So, determined by a D8.
Yeah.
Would you like me to roll it? Or you can roll it.
Yeah. Move me, mighty mover.
I will move you. It is movement direction. You don't take an action, so you just move your 30 over here.
And then, in my confusion after the effect, can I willingly drop my own concentration?
Because specifically you are confused, no. If you can make your wisdom save, I'll let you. But roll the wisdom save first. Like, if you were in the confusion too... Okay, you made your own save, so you can drop concentration.
Hey. Beautiful. Do you want that to take an action? Or?
Nah, free action.
Okay. Gosh. Good.
But that is the end of your turn, so that makes it Eve.
Sweet.
Whew, okay. Alright. Let's do this. How hardy is this lady looking at this point?
She hasn't been hit since the last time she got up.
Well, then we're gonna have to pull out the big guns, even if it's not quite as likely to actually hit, I guess. But she does still have fairy fire on her, so...
She does, despite her best efforts.
Yeah! So... Chromatic Orb should be a straight roll?
That is correct.
Although I guess I could step... No, I don't really want to risk stepping back and getting...
Step back and risk the attack opportunity. I mean, they roll like garbage.
That's true. I do have shield. Fuck it, she needs to go down.
Okay, I'll roll attack of opportunity.
Uh-huh.
You gotta be fucking shitting me.
You're joking.
I rolled a natural 20.
It hits automatically. God.
Oh, man. You got baited.
I sure did. I'm so sorry.
In my mind, I'm just like, watch this be a natural 20.
Max, why did you jinx it?
I was thinking that. I was like, what are the chances?
What are the
Yeah, that
chances?
was my thought process too.
So by our collective thoughts, we manifested that 20 by fear. By fear alone, we manifested a natural 20. You take 9 piercing damage and you are paralyzed.
Cool.
And that
Steve gets ready to team attack with Veritas and just freezes in place.
That ends concentration on fairy fire.
God damn it.
That makes it Bosch's turn.
You're no longer confused, at least.
You're no longer confused, so you may do as you will. Be glad you did not roll to attack a random person, because that would have been going to Gaz. Or actually to Veritas.
It would have been to Veritas, and that would have been bad.
Well, I mean on the last turn, because Gaz was still around.
Right.
I guess I will move closer in so that I can hit her. And be stupid. Reckless attack.
Reckless attack.
Yes.
24 hits.
Okay.
And 25 hits. She goes down.
Unwavering mark again.
Unwavering mark. But I believe
Now that she's...
this meets the condition for Veritas' held action.
Yeah.
It sure does.
27 hits. Roll damage.
7 lightning.
You reach out and you can see it with your ethereal vision as you grab the shadow and the tattoo and you pump lightning damage into it and you can see it shock and flail. but it is not enough damage. And it slips out of your grasp and reforms full HP. You have to kill it in one hit.
Needs to be more damage.
Yeah. Tia.
Yeah.
Unless you want to move, Vosh.
Yes, I do want to move. Since she's down, I will step over her body in here. We want to get that unwavering mark, just in case it ever actually does anything.
That's true.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. Bosch and Tia continue chasing this stupid skull.
Continue chasing the stupid skull.
Yeah. And bite and slash. Doop. Bite and claw, I should say.
Alright. Shield does nothing to either one of those.
Yeah.
That. And with a slash of the claw, the skull falls to the ground.
Cool. Can Tia perceive if the skull has a tattoo that looks like it might be sustaining itself?
There's one smack dab on its forehead.
Okay.
It's her turn.
It's made of bone! How does it have a tattoo?
Well, it's more of an etching. But
Oh god, that's even worse!
she's back. She stands up. You
Yep.
can see her visage has become bone white. As you have pushed her farther than any of the other priests. And you watch as the shadows begin to gather up. As the new ability that she gains is Circle of Death. She casts Circle of Death.
Counterspell. Let's
Ooh.
go. Let's try.
You gotta roll for it.
Yep. And it's just charisma roll.
Nice!
24, absolutely. You see this raw death build up, and you are able to scatter it. She looks at all of you, and and she is. Well, she's just gonna walk into the wall. Bosch, you get an attack of opportunity, and just you. Bosch? A 30. To hit, absolutely hits as she goes into the wall. And then Veritas, you see her pop out of the wall over here. And Veritas, it is your turn.
Okay. And I have used almost every single spell slot that I have in my possession. But not all of them.
What do you got?
As 3 blazing red rays appear above Veritas.
Scorching
And he-
Ray.
You kept Scorching Ray!
I did keep it. And he will fire it at this lady. Just go down.
28 hits. 20 hits. $19 hits. One more
Refire.
one more damage roll. And
9.
That is exactly enough to bring her back down again.
Quick! Stab! Crush this tattoo!
The skull's back. The skull lifts up into the air, its flames now becoming a bit more ethereal. And, I am a fool. I have realized I've been doing things wrong.
Oh?
So, remember when I said that Spectral, they take damage normally?
Uh-huh.
I have been misreading the hell out of that.
Oh?
It is, in fact, resistant to all damage.
Oh my god!
Oops.
Oh.
So let me just do some math here real fast.
Uh-oh.
I feel like if we've been following that, is that for all of them, even in their regular human form?
No, just when they
Oh.
become more ghostly.
Oh.
Luckily for the skull, that just happens. However, for Lady, she's had that for a couple of rounds now.
Yeah,
God
so...
damn it.
Oops. Unfortunately, she is still up.
Yep.
Alright, and the skull is... Tia gets another attack of opportunity.
And she'll take it. She's going to claw instead. The 21 to hit.
Alright, that hits. Slashes through its now spectral skeleton form. It is both skeleton and ghost. Oh my god. Guys, that is a natural 20 to hit you.
We love to see it.
As 25 necrotic damage.
Ow.
And you see some of that, as the necrotic energy hits you, you almost feel something leave you and be absorbed into the skull. It's your turn, guys.
I'm so low on spell slots. Alright, the skull, for its trouble, is going to get 4th level Chromatic Orb. That might miss.
And misses when it casts shield.
I'm going to...
Oh?
I've got a feature for this.
You do have a feature for this.
Are the siblings arguing?
They sure are. That shot was bullshit. Take it again. They argued pretty hard.
That'll hit. For 35. What kind of damage?
Lightning.
Lightning. Unfortunately, it is resistant to this.
That's fine. Damage
So
is damage.
that's going to be 17 damage.
And then I'm going to move somewhere that's not in the middle of being shot at. I'm going to move into this little alcove up here.
right. Eve, you aren't paralyzed.
Cool. Takes a gasp in. And hearing Veritas shout out about taking her down, she'll stagger past. And take another shot with the level 2 chromatic orb.
Alright. .26 hits.
.22 thunder damage.
Unfortunately, she is resistant to it and is able to keep standing.
God damn it! Shit! Okay. That's all I can do. I will back up a little bit. Let's go over here. That's it.
Alright, Bosch.
Okay. We gotta just keep doing this, apparently. Yeah, Bosch is gonna rush up and attack.
Alright.
Close attack.
.28 hits. She goes... Yes, she goes down the first one, even with resistance.
Okay.
She is on the ground.
On the ground. Okay. So, well, it would have been advantage anyway. To attack again. I'm going to say already that I'm going to use one of the charges
You're going for the tattoo?
for the tattoo. 26 to hit.
26 to hit for... Is that 30 damage?
28?
But don't you get a plus 2 from rage?
Yeah, plus 2.
Mhm.
Yeah, so 30.
Let's do.
30
Damn.
damage. Even with the fact that she is now resistance, 15 damage is exactly what you need to finish off this tattoo. As the tattoo, as you pierce down the tattoo, it squiggles and worms, but starts to evaporate along with her. She's gone. Which is good, because that circle of death was not a one-time thing.
Good job, Bosch.
There's one left.
Movement?
On that note, well, let's see. First up, Bosch move, I did 15.
You move 15.
Yeah. Okay.
So you should what have
And I have
like 25-ish? Or
Yeah. So let's
see
move
instantly, right there.
there. Yeah, that looks good. And
Alright.
Tia will close the gap. And right and paw.
Alright. It has already casted shield this turn, so it does still have the heightened AC.
Oh, that's what it is.
But those absolutely still hit.
All right. Get her done.
Let's see the damage. That is just enough to bring it back down to 0 again.
Mhm.
It is on the ground again. As the skull clatters, flames momentarily
Veritas.
out. Veritas, it's your turn.
Oh man. The skull. What are the chances that the skull does not care about being hit by fire? Probably a lot.
I don't know.
Oh.
Oh, don't
You have
you
something
worry.
that's
It's not
not
about
fire?
the skull. It's about the tattoo.
Hmm.
You're right.
It is on the ground.
Oh, this could be just a complete waste, but this is all that Veritas got as he runs up.
What you got?
And he's got only a scorching ray.
Let's see it. Come on. I will say, this is at disadvantage.
Okay.
Because it's technically prone.
You got this.
A 14.
A 14. It still has shield. Sorry.
Wait,
It hasn't been its turn yet. It used
Wait,
shield
so-
against Gauze's attack.
so it's still
It is still-
active, even though
It is still protected by its magic, because shield is not concentration.
Huh.
Ah.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay.
Give me the second roll.
Nice.
Okay.
19 hits.
19.
19 gets past the shield.
That will miss.
16, unfortunately, does not get past.
So only 7 fire damage.
Yep. That is... You hit it. You hit the tattoo, but unfortunately, it's... unfortunately, it's not enough damage.
Yep.
And as we get to its turn, I need
Oh no.
everyone but Gaz to roll wisdom saves. This is the frightened thing again. As it cackles back to life.
Uh,
21.
How
I
about
believe,
Tia?
Bosch, you also... Bosch, don't you have something for frightened?
Oh yeah, Bosch is immune to the frightened condition.
That's right.
But that other wisdom save was for Tia.
Right. Well, it looks like everyone but Eve again. Does your thing that give you immunity also give other people something?
Oh. I feel like it does, but I have to go find it. Advantage on saving throws.
Everyone already had advantage.
Yeah.
Alright, it is... T is going to get another attack of opportunity.
Okay, at disadvantage.
No, she passed.
She did, okay. Amazing.
Yeah, DC was 15. That hits.
Basic hit.
Sweeping in with the claw, and these attacks are going for Veritas. That's a 16 to hit.
Yep.
For 13 necrotic damage.
Uh-huh.
And that is going to be a 12.
That just misses.
Just misses. Alright, it flew there. It cackles. It looks around. It flies as fast as it can. And that's going to make it Gaz's turn.
Alright. Going to move out a little bit. I don't know if I have vision from here.
Not from there, unfortunately.
Let me see how much more I can move. I will run
You
Over to
would
Bosch.
need to
Move
kind of
5
need to.
out.
You need to cross that line.
Right. So I was gonna go over to Bosch.
That'll
So I
do it.
moved 5 to here. And over to Bosch. And we're going to try a different element. I am low on beam. So we're going to try 5th level acid. That could have been better.
Could have been better. He's also out of shields. So, that is going to hit.
Woo!
Let's see, 23 acid is still resistant to that, unfortunately.
Ah. Well, damage is damage.
As the acid drips down onto it. Is that your turn?
That's it.
Alright, Eve! There's a skull, and you're scared of it.
Uh-huh. So I cannot give chase, but I can take pot shots, although there'd be a disadvantage, right?
Correct?
Cool. And most of the elements have been tried at this point, except I think cold, poison. Is that it? I think that might be it.
I mean, 4 seems to be pretty good.
That
We
is
haven't
sadly
tried
not
that.
an option.
Ah,
Because I am extremely low on spell slots, so all I can do at this point is cast a 2nd level chromatic orb. Poison's a bad idea. Let's try. Is it gonna be immune to cold? Let's try cold.
Alright. Take your shot.
Shit.
You fire your shot. A 13 hits.
Oh, I forgot how crappy its AC was!
Its armor class is shit. However, you watch as the cold clings and then bursts off from the fire. It is immune to cold damage.
God damn it, of course it is. The more you know.
such mixed signals.
That's all.
Alright, Bosch.
Which has plenty of movement to close the distance. I think he will slide to the side, anticipating somebody else coming up. And this has been going well for me. I'm going to continue reckless attacking.
21 hits.
21. Now, why am I reckless? I said it.
The first attack
15.
is enough to bring it down.
Okay.
So is your second attack going for the tattoo?
Yes.
Alright. Are you doing anything?
Let's use the last charge.
With that charge, you are able to destroy the tattoo.
Oh,
Oh.
As this one too is gone.
thank God.
As the last of these priests of Oculus have been vanquished, a calm. Well, calm might be the wrong word. A stillness re-enters the crypt.
Yes. Is this horrible symbol going to do anything?
We don't know. Probably not good to just leave it, though.
Yeah, we should get rid of it. Are you alright? Is everyone okay?
I'm fine. Anybody hurt?
Still vertigo.
Okay, well, if no one's in dire shape, let's worry about this sign here first. Because we don't want any more visitors like that. That was pretty crazy. Alright, let's. Is it like scrawled on the ground in paint, or is it.
It looks like these were. It looks like it's actually organized on the ground with stone, actually. Like, stones are laid in a certain pattern.
Cool, let's mess them up. Just start kicking them around, moving them, tossing them aside.
Alright.
Veritas will help in that endeavor.
Alright. You thoroughly dismantle this circle. I would like everyone to roll a perception check.
Okay.
As you disturb this circle, all of you feel this almost chill in the air. But Gazrakul and Bosch, you specifically feel it as a wind blowing towards the shrine. But other than that, that's it. Got some loose rock.
This
It was
is
a
tiring.
weird feeling.
What? Felt something, Bosch?
Yeah, there's felt like something coming toward us. Right towards the middle of this.
Veritas looks in that direction, and there's nothing weird going on in the ethereal plane, right?
There is something weird. As
It's
you're pointed in that direction, you see this almost seam in the air over here.
Everyone back up a little bit. See a rift in the air. Not good. Veritas backs up even further.
A rift? Can you see through it?
It reminds me of the rock, just a line that intrudes upon the space at the altar. It's a good feeling.
I mean, if it seems similar to what we had to go through to get in here. And this was once a shrine to the Raven Queen. That might be where we want to go, but I really don't think we're in any shape to risk that at this moment.
Or it could be a one-way trip to those cultists' home.
Oh, gods.
Yeah, I was thinking if this place is somewhere, like we step through a crack into different place. Maybe it's closer to somewhere else that's kind of far from home.
Well, how should we proceed then?
Looking at Eve, Bosch, Tia, and Gods. And seeing that their condition, winded, expended energy, and some looking like they're about to collapse. I suggest that we move back and try to regain just what little we can before heading out. I would personally not like to take the risk if this is something dangerous that could kill us, like it seems everything so far.
A point well taken.
Yeah, I think a break couldn't hurt.
Do we need to go all the way back outside of the first crack? Oh, but they closed behind us, didn't it?
It did. We can possibly take a rest behind here. Close the door. That's the best I got.
Alright. If we don't feel safe here, I could bring up my refuge. The only downside is we wouldn't be able to have it again later when it comes time to sleep. And depending on where we are, that might be unfortunate. But I could do it if you want me to.
How long does it take to cast such a spell? To do that?
Just a minute.
Minute. If we do end up in a place that's more dangerous or more deadly area, it might come very in handy to have that on hand. But I'm not the worst for wear here, so I'll leave that up to you.
I don't mind waiting. We'll just keep an eye out in the meantime.
That's fine with me.
Slump down into a sitting position in the corner, very, very quietly pluck her lyre in a song of rest.
Stop being shady and get over here.
Safety huddle, Gauze.
Gotta use the buddy system. The only way.
Moving a little slowly than usual.
I'll listen out for anything. Seems amiss. And we are trying to take a short rest.
All right. You begin to take your short rest. Inside of this, notably less dank than when you first got in here, Crypt, but still has a feeling of uneasiness. But it's not oppressive like it once was. And you are able to successfully take a short rest. Nothing comes to impede you.
Ray.
Time to roll all 10 hit dice.
It's time to get better.
Oh my god, how do you... Okay, I'm sorry. How do you roll your hit dice and actually have it show up on the number of hit dice that you've rolled?
So you click the number that you want to use, just kind of make a mental note of that, and then you can click, there should be a box that appears underneath that says to roll this. It will unfortunately close the sidebar, but you'll just have to, when you open it again, just to click the same number and then hit take short rest. And that'll save your selection. Or you could just roll the hit dice on roll 20. And just know to add to your modifier. Because it only saves the short rest die that you expend when you actually have them selected and hit and confirm the short rest button.
Yes.
Otherwise, it just resets. It's annoying.
Yeah.
It sure is.
Another important question. Does Tia have hit dice, or does she only regain hit points in a long rest?
She does have hit dice. It actually should be on her sheet of what she has.
Yeah.
As for how to keep track of that,
We'll just write it down.
we can actually just put it on the on her token.
Okay.
Because what she has a total of how many hit die?
11d8 apparently.
All right.
Wow. And you also get the Song of Rest D8 added to your hit dice. Should I roll that, or does everyone roll that individually?
You can roll that, Eve, and everyone will get it. Well.
God damn it. I'm a halfling, I re-roll those.
Only on a d20.
Oh, man.
Healing is healing.
That'd
That's
be so wild. All ones.
Yeah.
all my dice explode.
Oh.
What's wild is rolling all your 10d6s and almost not getting enough to get back to full.
Oof.
Did you add your
that is
con
right.
mod to each one of them, right?
I did. I got to full, but
Okay.
it was close there for a second.
Well, at least now I have my bardic inspiration back, even though I can only cast a couple of very weak spells.
Short rests give me very little, but at least I'm healthier. I got one level 1 spell slot to my name.
Oh no!
God.
So, wait, did you Hail Mary the frickin' Circle of Death with your last one?
You damn fuck I did.
That was rough. That was a rough fight.
I actually had to use a 4th level spell slot because I had no 3rd level.
Gotcha. Wow.
Yeah.
No. All the other spellcasting they had was normal, like, spell slot things, except for Circle of Death. Circle of Death was a recharge ability. I rolled a d6 to see if they get it back or not.
Oh my
That is
God.
fucking wild.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
They are very tough to kill. They are deceptively low on the challenge rating.
What is their CR?
6.
No fucking way.
I'm not kidding. It's 6.
It's,
Although, the funny thing is, when they get the Circle of Death or the Spectral Resistance thing, it does go up by 1. So technically, the lady was CR 8 by the end of the fight.
Wow, a whole 8.
damn.
Yeah. No. Plus, the other thing was, they each had the ability to just throw out shadows. I was already dealing with enough because their sheets are a mess.
Gaz would have died. Gaz would have 100% died.
Very much.
Yeah, unfortunately, guys, you still have reduced strength.
Yeah, I don't love that.
Oh,
How
That's
long
right.
does that last?
It lasts till... Uh-huh.
It lasts till something.
Yeah.
but that is also right.
Oh, it lasts.
He,
It
is
lasts.
unable to.
It lasts until right now.
Oh shit.
I thought it
Right
was.
now,
Okay.
I thought it was just long rest. It's also short rest.
Yay!
Okay.
I would
Another
say
reason
that-
why I'm on
allowed
rest to rest.
to gain hit points? She was hit by a thing that said she can't regain hit points.
Oh,
That's
right. That only lasted a round. I forgot about that.
Okay.
That's okay. You were dealing with a lot.
Yeah, no. Their sheets are a mess, but yeah, but the thing was about them is that they have things that would just happen, but they would only last a round, and they don't even get to like benefit off it because it usually goes away at the start of their turn. Like the paralysis thing went away at the start of each of their turn, meaning that if they hit you with the last attack, all they're doing is just taking away your turn.
Not gonna lie. When you hit me with that instant paralyze, I thought I was gonna die.
Oh no, it's terrifying at first because it's just like, oh, I'm just paralyzed. That's it. That's the end of the sentence.
That's no bueno. Oh.
It sure ain't. But anyway, you're in a dank
Yeah.
crypt.
Yes, we
Space
are.
Fighters all over again. What? Yes, dank crypt.
Veritas leaning on the side of this stone door. Everyone good?
As good as we're gonna get for a while. I'd say we should sleep on it, but time is of the essence.
No rest.
Rest.
I do have a question. Gaz, did you roll all your hit die?
I sure did.
Okay. I just wanted to make a note of that. Alright. Unfortunately, your see invisibility, Veritas, has expired
It has.
on account of the short rest.
We'll be flying blind. Well, let's see what this is all about. Slowly taking a few steps back in here.
You step in. No visible changes.
Looking out towards like the end of the long hallway at that altar. Is the steam there, or is it now gone?
You can no longer see it.
Can't see ethereal anymore. Can't tell if it's still there.
That was how it was with the one outside too, though, right?
Yes.
Well, let me try out the sword. It works the same way, then it works the same way.
Will get out the sword and point it vaguely toward middle of the symbol.
I should say, Veritas, the rift you saw was up here.
It's, pointing over. It was there, at the end of the altar, Bosch.
You take out the sword, and you sort of stab it into the general area that Veritas points you to, and you do feel some resistance.
Okay, there's something there.
I'll try that same motion of slicing from top to bottom.
You begin slicing, and you do start to see the seam now tearing open. And as you slide lower and lower, behind you only see inky blackness until you reach about just above your head height, and you see two pinpricks of blue light, almost like eyes staring at you. Do you keep going?
Start a little bit and inch and look closely at the eyes or pinpricks.
Roll me a perception check.
Look. Oof. Okay.
Roll me a wisdom save.
Uh-huh. Oh, god damn it.
Oh no.
No.
Only for a moment, because you're immune. You immediately feel frightened of what you're looking at. As if you're looking at death itself. But you're able to shake the fear off because you are immune to it.
Guys, it's something real scary on the other side of this. Are we ready to finish?
Veritas looking a little uncertain. Well, I guess we've prepared for the worst of it.
Sounded real enthusiastic.
We're here now. Let's give it all we got.
Okay. I'm gonna do it like when a bandage is really caked on there. Just tear it off in one motion.
Breathe for a second and then rip downward with the sword
Alright.
all at once.
You tear downward. What is everyone immediately doing?
Veritas is holding a kind of stance, like trying to be ready for anything that's coming at him as he's taking the dodge action.
All right, dodge action. Eve,
Can we also see inside the rift at this point?
you see the two pinpricks, and as the final tear goes down, they're coming out.
Oh,
You have an instant before it's out.
Goss wraps himself tighter in his mantle of spell resistance.
All right,
dodge.
dodge. Tia,
Tia steps up. And I don't know what else with that.
dodge.
Sure, she can dodge.
All right, everyone ready to dodge as you feel this rush of wind escape the rift, and the two pinpricks, as it starts to enter the light of the crypt, you can see that the pinpricks are indeed eyes attached to this porcelain white face, hair like raven feathers.
Oh,
As this person emerges. She stares not at you, but into you. I will say, for some of you, this person is familiar, as you saw her once before guiding Virgil back to the graveyard back in Neverwinter.
Who would have seen that? Because I don't think Veritas was around.
Eve definitely saw, and I think Bosch did too. I don't think Gaz was there at the time.
He met up with us later, I think.
No, he was part of the party, but I think he was outside at the time.
That checks out.
Because the party was sort of split. Some people inside the Wandering Weasel, some people out. Can't remember exactly, because that was like 2 years ago almost.
Yeah.
But this person is before you. She stands there, silent as the grave, and just looks at all of you, seemingly waiting.
Hello? Kind of motions for the first greeting, looking at her.
The eyes
Gosh.
glance into you.
Bosch makes sure that the point, that because the point was kind of towards her as it opened the rift, he shifts the blade so it's pointing point down at the ground, and
Oh.
gets into more of a relaxed position.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Veritas goes from that kind of dodgy stance to more of a straightened, still a little strained, but hello there. I'm Veritas. These are my companions. Came here seeking some information on how to seal a dreadlord in their domain. Came across cultists defiling this temple took care of.
Stares at you, unblinking.
Veritas stares back.
Veritas, roll me an insight check.
21.
21. As you stare back, you start to hear something, but it's not words. It's not even something that really has a sound, and yet clear as a bell. You hear emotion. You hear gratitude and thanks for your actions.
Veritas nods in response. It's no worries. It's something that we always end up finding ourselves doing. Being. Do you know of a way to seal a Dreadlord?
You get a definitive yes. And a definitive affirmative. But with a bit of concern for your safety.
I appreciate the concern. We have brushed against this Dreadlord with the loss of one. We need to get them back and make sure that this Dreadlord doesn't come back even more dangerous than before. Something that we have to do.
Also, if you know how to maybe get souls back that somebody has eaten, something that we have to do, but it would be helpful.
She reaches up and plucks one of the feathers that make up her mane almost. Looks to Eve and hands it to you.
Blinks and takes it, giving a nod of thanks. Thank you. Will this help with that, perhaps?
I'll need you to give me an insight check now.
Okay.
You get an affirmative. But only for you.
Because of... Kind of puts a hand over her chest.
Another yes.
Oh, I see. Thank you. We know that it will be dangerous, but we are determined to help ensure that this threat does not return here to where it can do more damage. So we would greatly, greatly appreciate anything you can tell us that will help in that endeavor.
She turns to Bosch. And Bosch, I'd like you to make an insight check.
Okay.
8. She stares at you and holds out a hand.
If she's holding out a hand, I'm gonna take her hand.
She does not grasp your hand.
Oh, sorry. Don't really know what you're doing.
Is it
The sword?
in your hand, Bosch?
I'll hold out the sword. Again, point down. Tilt toward her.
She grasps the sword. Do you let go?
Yeah, she asked for the sword.
All right.
Why to say no?
She runs a finger down the blade. And no blood comes from this individual, but you do see something sort of wisping out, almost like a line of thread. She takes the thread, and she looks again at you, Bosch. Hand outstretched.
Hand is outstretched, palm up.
Palm up.
I don't know what else you want. I want something else you need. And I'm kind of at your disposal now.
I'll let you roll another insight.
Let me attempt to call in to roll insight. Can I pull off the scarf? See if that's what she wants?
You pull off the scarf.
Pull off the scarf.
She will
Pin
take.
it.
She will take the scarf. And she watch as she stitches this thread into the scarf.
I don't know if it's important, but is she using a needle?
No. She just stitches it as if she had one, but does not visibly have one. And this thread gets woven into the scarf. And then she tosses the scarf out into the room. The scarf sort of flutters, drifting on this unseen breeze, before settling in the air, almost like it's draped around something you cannot see.
Ah.
What kind of shape does it appear to be draped over?
It just appears to be sort of, Give me an investigation. Both to interpret and to see how lucky you are with how it landed. A 10. With a 10, it's like an upside down U.
Mm. In midair.
Yes.
Ah.
Like it is draped over something. But not like fully unfurled. Like the scarf has kind of collapsed back into itself, so it's kind of like a cord-like almost. You know what I mean?
Mm.
The scarf is bunched up, so it's not flat.
Veritas kind of goes over and tries to touch that the thing that the scarf seems to be draped over.
Your hand passes through nothing.
This. Kind of turns back. Do we need to throw this on that?
You
Throw the
get
scarf.
a negative. Your help is there.
Alright, well,
Is it something we can go inside?
Eve, you get the feeling that there's something you need to see.
Eve will walk over to where the scarf is draped over nothing. And she'll use her last second level slot to cast See Invisibility.
As you cast the invisibility and the ethereal plane begins to solidify around you, firstly, you notice that you are so not alone in this room.
Okay.
There is dozens of people lining this room that you're now in, each of them wearing this porcelain mask. One of which actually kind of looks familiar. But more importantly, directly before you, you see the scarf draped over another masked individual, but not the same kind of mask all of the rest of the people wearing. No, you are looking at Nyx.
Oh.
And she looks at you.
Eve blinks rapidly and looks a little bit guilty. Oh. I see. To avoid any further awkward eye contact with Nick, she'll look at the other masked figure that seems familiar.
Without rolling, you would recognize it as Datura.
Datura.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
They're just there and in attendance. They have not looked at you or made any sort of recognition.
Then she won't do so either. Oh no, Colin!
What has happened?
Apparently he disconnected
They got him.
at the most suspenseful time.
They got him, oh no!
Oh,
You are not
I'm
allowed in
back.
this room. Connection cuts.
Oh god.
You're back?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Okay, and you said disconnected at that not alone in the room?
You are so not alone in this room.
You're right.
What?
There are
I'm so sorry.
There are dozens of masked individuals. One of them is Datura. But the more important one is that Nyx is the one that the scarf has draped around. But only visible to Eve with sea invisibility.
Eve looks back at Nyx and just says quietly to everyone, It's Nyx on the ethereal plane. Looks back over to the Raven Queen.
Just staring into you.
Thank you for this aid.
You get a no.
No?
Like a don't thank me.
Do you have anything you would like us to do while we're on this errand in particular?
Give me one more insight. Survive.
Oh,
And with that, she withdraws into the rift, as well as most of the figures. A few seem to stay behind and seem to go about tending to the crypt and the tending that needs to be done, specifically on the ethereal plane. Datura goes with the Raven Queen back into the rift. Just a fun cameo. He was just here. But you are now here with Nyx in this space. You get one last thing. This is to all of you. All of you get this. Are you ready?
Oh. Oh.
I mean, no, but
Yeah, realistically, no, but
if Datura could walk back out, we might shadow clone jutsu, but
He's busy.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
he's got honor guard duty.
Oh.
What about
No.
Leilani? I thought they were
Multiversal
best buds now.
assassinations.
That was alternate universe.
Ah,
We'll have buddy cop in the alternate universe.
yeah.
Unless it's the
This-
same Datura and they just hated each other so much that he murdered her.
Who knows? But the question is still posed. And I should say, Eve, the rift is still there.
Oh, jeez. Oh, she's offering to give us a lift.
Get in, losers.
He glances
Oh.
around at everyone. Are we prepared to go now?
Well, I wasn't
Theoretically.
expecting. And we don't have time to waste.
I'm good to go. If you all are.
Yeah, we can rest when we get there, maybe?
That sounds like affirmatives to me. You watch.
Reluctant, but affirmative.
You watch Eve, and once it crosses the threshold of the rift, all of you see fog and mist begin to pour out and begin to surround you, completely blocking all of your vision from each other and even from your own selves. I need everyone to roll me charisma saving throws.
Oh boy.
Okay, I have to ask, is this considered a magical effect?
Oh my god.
Oh no, both ends of the spectrum.
For this, no.
Okay.
Dear God.
I don't have what you would call a winning smile.
Very interesting rolls.
Oh, you've got 3 of them.
But maybe since this is the Raven Queen, that this is a good thing.
Alright.
I feel very conflicted right now.
The fog surrounds all of you. You can't see anything. You kind of stumble around until Bosch and Veritas, you stumble onto what feels like grass, and the fog suddenly clears, and Bosch and Veritas, you are standing on a hill. Looking down, you see Waterdeep.
Oh.
But you only see each other.
Not again!
And that's where we're gonna leave it off. Ba-da-ba.
Oh my god, holy shit! This is a terrible time to split the party. Oh my god! Also, what about Shelby?
Oh, right. Oh, no. No. No.
Oh.
What about, did